Now, that brings me to another thing when people find, for example, what happens in Banaras, things like Aghoris. Some people, foreigners, and they talk to me, they also find that insanity. They think, what is this? I mean, like, people are going and doing bizarre things, eating dead bodies, or experimenting with various other things. What is it? Also is something which I think for everyone it'll be good if you explain
They
that.
have not probably visited the scientific laboratories, biological laboratories, where they're doing absolutely bizarre things with various creatures. Yes or no?
Yeah.
All that is done with the intention of well-being. How much well-being comes out of it? We don't know, isn't it? Once in a way something comes out, rest of the time we are only doing bizarre things in the laboratories, aren't we? Even in a high school, if you study biology, you're cutting open frogs and looking into this and that.
Yeah.
It's quite bizarre,
Yep.
isn't it quite bizarre?
Yes, it is.
It's quite bizarre, but all of us have done it and continuing to do it as if that's the only way to learn. So, what they are doing is, as I said, there is still prana in the body that is dead. So they are sitting there. If you go there to Manikarnik and Harishchandra Ghat, Aghoris will be sitting there watching. Everybody who will come, they inquire, how old is this person, how did he die? That's why some of them who don't want that to be known, they're covering with plastic sheets, where people cannot see. How old is the person? They won't say, how old was the person? But the Aghoris want to know. If it's a young person, somebody who was vibrant life and for some reason he died, they want that kind. When that happens, they want to do work there. They want to make use of the energy that's released. Once the body begins to burn, this prana has to exit immediately. When that exits, they want to make use of that life energy to do something with themselves. Now, people won't give it to them because they don't want their dear ones to be used like this. So what these people will do, if it is there, they'll grab the body and run. So right now, don't you go to Africa and catch thousands of monkeys and bring it to your laboratory to cut them and to do all kinds of experiments. All the monkeys are thinking, what's wrong with these people? Why are they doing these bizarre things to us?
Yeah, but they are alive, and you can see that you're injecting chemicals in them, and you see the reaction, and then you decide.
That's
but
what
here
I'm saying.
the body
Here,
is dead.
That's what I'm saying is, if the nails are growing, if the hair is growing, some life still exists, right? That part of the life they want to use. They don't want to do a live person because it will lead to human sacrifice. They don't want to do that. They're waiting for the dead to come. What energy is released from the dead body, from cremation, they want to use that. If you do not know the science of that, you cannot just think it's all bizarre. Yes, it's an extreme way of doing things. It is not for everybody. It is something that should be done without coming into the notice of a society. But unfortunately, everywhere there is population today. There was a time they would be here, there would hardly be anybody, they would do what they want to do for their growth and well-being.
No, let me be a little cynical here. What is the contribution of an Aghori to the society, to a humankind? What have they done for us? I mean, if you talk about science, I can say, yes, those monkeys which have been used, ultimately you've got some medicines, you've got some certain things which you can fight the diseases and stuff like that. But what has an Aghori given to the world, which they should be proud of, and we should give them a sanction to do things which a human being does not find palatable?
What is beneficial to your society and what is not, at different times in history, different things people think is beneficial. For example, in Tamil Nadu, in ancient Tamil history, the greatest title that a man can receive is Ayira Ane Konnavan. That means one who slain 1,000 elephants, he is the real man. Well, Veerappin is almost halfway there. Why do you treat him as a criminal? Just why don't you provide him with another 500? He claims he's killed some 500 and odd elephants. If you provide him another 400 and odd, he will be the greatest man in Tamil Nadu, why don't you give him? Out of time, isn't it?
Exactly, not contextual.
Not contextually right. So now, whatever you're talking of science as creating great benefits, it is only contextual now. Already it's beginning to happen, all the environmentalists are trying to block every scientific thing, because people are beginning to understand, in the name of development, we're completely destroying the very source of our well-being. Tell me, what is it that's destroyed this planet? It is essentially technology, isn't it?
Yeah, but technology is coming out of the
Yes,
desire to be wanting more.
it's driven by that. But I am saying what provided, what facilitated. There were Alexander the Greats who wanted to conquer the whole world, but they couldn't do it. But it is the technology which did it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is technology bad? No. It is just that it's in the wrong hands, how it is used. So the type of technologies which were 50 years ago, now we are looking down at it. How could somebody do this nonsense? If you see a chimney spewing smoke, today you think, oh my God, they're polluting. 100 years ago when they saw a chimney in Manchester City, they thought, wow, isn't it?
So you are saying that Aghoris have become out of context?
No, I am not saying they're out of context. They have no context to the society. Their context is their ultimate well-being. They are only looking at the ultimate nature. How the society is today, they know and we know that what is true today will be looked down upon tomorrow, what is great today will be thought as the most horrible thing day after tomorrow. This will anyway happen in the social structure. You are made to believe that this is it, and tomorrow your next generation will stand up and say what you did is the most idiotic thing, what you thought was a great thing. So they are not getting involved in the context of the society. They are only involved in the ultimate nature of their being. So they don't care what the society thinks. So they always stayed away from society. But today society has occupied just everything. They have no place to be.
By that logic, we can define any… we can justify any perversion.
See, they are not causing harm to anybody. Never are they causing harm to anybody. Have you heard of any Aghori attacking anyone?
No.
No, he is doing something with himself. He is not in some other… See, people are taking drugs, people are drinking themselves to death, people are smoking and blowing it in your face. They're not doing any of those things, they're in remote places doing their own thing with themselves, not with somebody else.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. They are free to do what they want.
Only with themselves, they're not doing it with anybody else.
As far as they don't…
Yes.
As far as they don't scare the society, as far as they don't…
See, the scaring the society is because society is just… populations have exploded and we are just everywhere.
Yeah.
Where is a secluded place, tell me?
That's the point. That's the point that if they want to live…
And this explosion of population is society's… Society is the culprit, not Aghoris. They don't reproduce at least.
Yeah. So then that over glorification of Aghoris, when we hear that they've got these superpowers and all that, that probably is exaggeration, and they are mere selfish, self-centered,
No.
experimental
See,
beings.
what is super and what is not super is again contextual. See, today you can pick up a little bit of plastic and metal in your pocket and speak to somebody in America, yes? If only you could do this 100 years ago, we would have treated you as God. So it's only contextual. Their thing is not about powers, it is just about they want to evolve to a place where what you hold as something that you abhor, they are trying to befriend that, because the moment you like something and moment you dislike something, you have divided the existence. And once you divided the existence, you cannot embrace it. So, they're going with whatever you would not be able to stand. What is most abhorrent for you, that is what they befriend, because they want to take away what they like and what they do not like. Everything is same to them.
So
This is a way of embracing the universe.
one strange way of doing it. What do you… On the other hand, you have this…
Strange or otherwise, successful for some people, that's all that matters. It works.
Yes.
It is not for you and me. But for somebody it works. I am not against anything that works. If it works, it's fine with me.
Yeah, but it works for them, and they can't ever tell you how it works for them.
Yes.
They can say that I'm happy, so let me be. That's what they can say.
They're not even talking about happiness. We know it works.
Yeah, I mean, it works, okay, in a certain way. You can
Because
define…
certain transformation, certain capabilities they display, which is otherwise not possible.
Ultimate death in Kashi, which is mukti, it means we are against life. We think that being reborn is a curse. These are the questions which I wanted to ask you since…
Did you enjoy your school,
Yes, I
your
did.
schooling? You
Yes.
enjoyed it?
Yes.
But were you very eager to go to college? So when you passed out of your
Yes,
10th,
I think so.
10th or 12th standard,
Yeah.
suppose we admitted you again to kindergarten
Yeah.
because you enjoyed it so much, would you like it? Or would you like to go to college?
I simply did not think that time. It's just that it's natural thing that you go into next.
It's to go to the next stage, isn't it? So if you've seen enough of this life, you want to go to the next stage, you don't want to do the same thing again. What's wrong with that?
But the fact is that you will not be reborn again.
Yes. No, that's not
You don't want to be born in any form.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to go back to school once again.
So every form is a school, you say.
It's one stage of life.
But then why do we say that, being
No.
born as an ant and being born as a human being are two different things?
Because of the possibility, not because we think we are superior. Nobody in this part of the world has ever told you that you are made in God's own image or anything like this. That is the reason why we have all kinds of gods and goddesses. In Kashi, they manufactured 33 million gods and goddesses. In the form of an elephant, in the form of a snake, in the form of a cow, in the form of a dog, every kind. Just to make you understand, every life has its place. And there is no life happening here without the hand of Creator being actively involved in it. If you watch an ant closely enough, it's a magnificent piece of engineering and mechanics and creation. So, it cannot be happening without the hand of the Creator in it. That is the reason why in this culture, we told you, if you look at a tree, you bow down, you look at a rock, you bow down, you look at a cow, you bow down, you look at God, you do the same thing, you look at a man, woman or child, you do the same thing. Because you recognize the hand of the divine is in everything that is there. Every atom cannot function without the source of creation throbbing in it. For yourself, did you create this body from outside, did you borrow it from outside, or did it happen from within? You gave it food from outside, but making a banana into a human being happened from within, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there is an intelligence and a competence which is the very source of creation within this. Otherwise you cannot transform a chapati into a human being. It is happening all the time. So now, to acknowledge that, first thing. So that is the reason all kinds of gods, everything is divine in this country. Here the saying is, Shiva himself said, Kashi ka Kankar Shiv Shankar. Every stone in Kashi is Shiva.
Yeah.
So you don't bow down to one thing and not bow down to another thing. Everything you bow down because everything has an element of the source of creation. The possibility of human being is that you can realize that.